Test, test. Can you guys hear me? Looks like we're good. Let's see how you guys are doing this morning. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. Having a few technical difficulties right now with my keyboard, but it looks like I might have got that fixed. Yo, cool. What's up, Stags? Nope, that's the wrong one. Oops. Sorry, I'm sending out notifications that we're live and all that. Oops. So you guys got for the Super Bowl? It's the big question, right? Who's playing? That's a good start. It's gonna be the Chiefs versus the Eagles. What time is it gonna play? I don't know. It'll be fun either way. Zoolander's coming back for his commercial, so I'm pretty excited. But we'll get to see. Anywho, hope you guys are doing well. Let's. It's been a minute since we streamed. Hope you guys are doing well. Everything seems to be going good. Everyone seems to be got level-headed. I haven't seen anybody getting too frustrated or posting any big drawdowns. So shout outs to you for being level-headed in this stuff, because the one thing I always preach is not giving stuff back, because we're there. We're at the point where people really start giving this stuff back. Sorry, I've been working on a lot of stuff, so I've deleted some of my old stuff, and let me get this microphone wire out of the way. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this microphone, and I just got my new Ducky keyboard, and I'm trying to get used to it all, and my freaking wrist pad doesn't fit it, so I'm, real tough morning so far. But let's get into it. What's up, Jared? Let me see what else in here. Just a Rockin' Cata, Misfit, Purple Minded, Scarlet. Man, there's a lot of names in here I don't recognize. Welcome if this is your first time hanging out and stream. Say hi. Definitely hop on the Discord and hang out with the Rainbow Crew in the Discord. If you don't know where the Discord is, it's always on our website. You can get up here into the community and check out our Discord link there. There's no paywalls and all that. It's a cool place. And frankly, the Discord's been on absolute fire. Lately, people have been pushing stuff to the limit, making absolute kills. I want to see the Lamborghini picks soon. I'm joking, but you guys are posting up P&L stuff like I haven't seen before, and you're doing time frames that make me nervous. But as I will say with anything, if you're making wins and you're being consistent, you're being calculated, I can't tell you anything. Even if I wrote all this stuff, if you're killing it, you're killing it. That's the truth. I won't tell you anything. I won't tell you you're wrong ever. You took your risk, you took your calculation, you put your theory together, you nailed it. Done. I mean, I've got guys now that are pushing 30-second candles on S&P 500 futures, and they're winning. And I'm like, when they first approached me, like how to tune this stuff, and I was like, dude, I don't know if you can go under 1 minute and like be successful. Like this is nuts. And lo and behold, they're killing it and they're sticking to it. So I posted up some of the low time frame stuff. So there's a new I don't have this set up to where I can show the Discord, but there is a new channel on the Discord. I'll just post a screenshot here. LTF tuning setups. I'll be posting like some cool stuff. Maybe not even low time frame. There may be some high time frame stuff, but people are posting up like specific settings on how they use their tools and how they're doing it. Because some of the guys are using some really unique stuff that like I don't trade. You know me, I preach H4. That's where the swing traders meet the scalpers, and that's where I like to hang. I like to live in the H2, H4, H6 range. A lot of people want to go lower. Some people want to go to dailies. So I'm going to keep posting up like what are killer setups, because the default tunes for all these tools is H4. For H4, you can hop on Doge, Ethereum, Litecoin, S&P 500, Tesla, Apple, Ford, Costco. It'll all work. With very, very little tuning needed. Once you start getting past like the H2 and the H6, especially on some of the volatile or the extremely unvolatile stuff, you're going to really need to take some tuning, especially like if you go down to like 30 seconds. And so that's why I'm going to keep posting up like the people that put in the time and are willing to share their info. I'm going to put in the I'm going to put that in the Discord so you guys can reference it and kind of shortcut your tuning experience. But where are we at right now? We are at the range high sweep that we've been talking about for months now, or it feels like months, may or may not be months, but is what it is. And this is the order block that's been bothering me. And I was like, I don't know. We rolled over, and now we're starting to come back down. And if you're have any experience with the rainbow theory stuff, you know that we eat up Bart Simpson trades. It's one of our specialties, and the group's gotten really good at it. And this is screaming Bart, and it's at a range high. So there's 3 pivots here that were printed back in August of 22. I can't believe that's that far away. Where we went to 25,000, and then we went all the way down to like 15, right? This was the FTX capitulation, let's not forget. But we've had a crazy rally. We built some long positions here, particularly on spot. I loaded up around here on it, mainly on Ethereum, and then all the way up here. Oh, also, the normal disclaimer. The stream is intended for educational purposes only. It's not intended to be used as education, or not to be intended to used as financial advice. So it's NFA all day. But anyway, we shot up, got some amazing colors. We were in bull heaven. We tagged the most strong default. Let me make sure we're on default so I don't confuse you guys. Yep, 0-0, we're default. And remember, these go both directions, positive and negative. Started forming like a Bart here. Hit a pink candle on H4 and rolled over, printed a top, and I actually cut my main positions here and for my swing trades. And then we ended up pumping again to another level. And we went all the way up to that triple pivot order block that's been bothering me. And we just wicked it. And then that was it. But we wicked it with no real crazy volume follow through, right? You see, we had a bunch of volume following through here, right? On these drives, we didn't really have anything here, and it kind of died off. The colors rotated, and we didn't have any RSI prints here either, right? So the RSI was rotating, the colors were rotating, we were slamming into resistance, and for like the past year, it has not been long resistance season. So so for me, this was my main signal to get out. This was another signal, like, we're really skittish here. And the signal isn't necessarily like that I have to be bearish, right? Because this is amazing. Bitcoin did a 47% run. And we got a lot of this. You can go and look at the P&L post on the Discord. People were had skin in the game, and they did it very well. Let me thin up the channel walker. Channel walker was adjusted, has an update. If yours doesn't have 1.1, remove it from your chart, save your chart, restart your browser, re-add it. But you can make it tinier now. So when you go to lower time frames, it really helps. But anywho, for all intents and purposes, because people like get mad when I get bearish, to each their own, remember that. But it's not that I get super bearish. I just get super risk off, and I just want to sit on the sidelines and observe, because we very well could have gone cha, and then just shot straight through this. We could have, right? That was the other play. This wasn't just going to go sideways forever. You can see how this one went sideways or started to go cha-cha-cha and then punched. That's when your bulls or your apes come in, right? And that was the option here. But for the past year or so, Bitcoin hasn't been punching through these resistance ranges. It's been getting up to them and then falling. So I risked off here, and then for the past week, a lot of guys in the Discords have just been scalp trading the living bejesus out of this and posting like triple-digit P&Ls. So shout out to you guys. I'm so proud of you. Keep it up. Tell your friends. But it rolled over, and now we're kind of bouncing here. And frankly, for me, I'm just going to see what happens. Like, this screams Bart to me. I've seen this before. And if it's not a Bart, it's going to be like a Head and Shoulders, maybe? But for me, I'm not really a pattern guy. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and cry if we don't get the perfect right shoulder. We've already got the left shoulder. We got the hairline. Now would be potentially the other one. The thing is I got to see bulls show back up. And I don't know where the bulls are going to defend yet, right? The bears defended this. That's very clear. And the bulls weren't willing to try to break it. But where are the bulls going to come in next, right? That's the main question. Here is where the bulls came in and said, I don't care about Sam Bankman-Fried. I am holding the floor. I don't care. I'm buying. And they bought that, right? So that's the absolute top. That's the absolute bottom. And then there's really, this was the original range that was being played out until Sam got caught being a scammer. So another thing, if you've been with Rainbow Trends for a while, you know we've always kind of really been skittish and called out Alameda and SBF. F those guys. With all due respect, no due respect. People died over that, so I don't have much sympathy. I hope they get what they deserve. But that's what we're kind of looking at. Now, you'll see there's a ton of pivots that are printed here in the mid-range. There's so many, I don't want to really draw it, but we can, because it's really going to make this chart look messy. These are going to be kind of like intermediate levels. These aren't really going to be bottoms or tops. They're just going to be resistance ranges. And so for those, I just kind of draw them yellow. It's just going to be ranges that they're not just going to shoot straight through. So, and you could argue there's some stuff here maybe too. So like, and you're going to go, oh, runner, well, the whole damn chart's pivots. Well, it is. It is. So I'm just going to leave those out, but you can see how I would draw them if you wanted to see it. But eventually this is going to find support. We trade ranges until they break. That's how, like, Rainbow Theory traders navigate this stuff. You can be emotional as you want, right? And go, oh God, we're in a downtrend. It's awful, right? Sit out on the sidelines if you want. But if you want to trade this stuff and you know, just go into it knowing this is hard. This stuff is stacked against you. You've got fraudsters like FTX against you. You've got whales that are wanting to send liquidation emails to your grandma. Trust me, it's not easy. But if you want to play the game, this is how we're going to play the game, or at least how I can kind of help you. There's a lot of other games out there, but this is how I kind of look at stuff. And if you're sitting here watching a stream with rainbow colors, I think you're kind of along for the ride at that point. But there's ranges, right? There's a range low, range high, and we adjust accordingly, right? But we paint and watch these whales, right? There are patterns, there are movements in how they move, right? We called this top. We called this one. We called this one as well. It's in the old streams. It's in the old Discord. If you want verification, it's how this stuff actually works. I know it looks goofy at times, but this stuff is designed to kill. So it's function over visuals, aesthetics, I guess. But the one thing I would note about Ethereum or Bitcoin right now, though, all things considered, because that's kind of like the summary of where we are. We are pulling down. We're trying to find resistance. Now the question is it just going to keep bouncing? We don't know yet. Now you may get some scalps, right? We may get, we don't know. This thing may come back up, whatever, and the alts are going to go swinging like crazy. Just is what it is. But there's a lot of RSI getting printed right now. We don't have colors getting printed right now, but we have RSI getting printed right now, right? So keep that in mind. Anyway, quick chat. If you got any questions, let me know, because I'm about to move off Ethereum or off Bitcoin and move on to Ethereum. So, what's up, Wowie? Stacks 1. Is this my golden bro? Deso Colorizado. Hi everyone, what's up, dude? Verils. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, it's WizLiz. WizLiz, how did you find out about us, by the way? I don't always get feedback, because we get these cool people that hop in the Discord and don't even miss a beat and join the crew, and I have no idea how they heard about us or found out about us, but always welcome. Yeah, Stacks. I got a good piece of your spaces the other day. It was good. But yeah. And also remember, it's the weekend. We haven't been bull pumping on the weekends, so I'm just kind of chill. I got some scalps here. Blake FOMO'd me in, and I got 3 shorts in here that worked out, and I posted the logic on those. I think it was GRT. Sorry, I'm having really bad allergy issues right now. I'm trying to mute the mic when I'm coughing, but anyway, that's Ethereum, or that's Bitcoin. We'll move on to Ethereum. So this is my old Ethereum chart. When I tell you like Barts are our specialty, I'm serious. Like, we had these drawn a long time ago, back in November, and lo and behold, poof. Also, confirmation. The Runnerbot. Runnerbot is really, really good on the H2, H4 for catching these. So, we've been bottomed out here. I think my position was under 1100. I don't remember if it was 1180. I don't remember the exact thing. Thank you for the follow, Calder. I watched this print, and then I watched the retest, and I saw the retest kind of pause and kind of revert back. Thank you for the follows, guys. And I longed here, and I held it for 2 months. You can actually see that on my Twitter. I actually posted, I think, the actual prices from the exchange. And then we've been watching this play out and pump, and we've had all these levels here, all these red lines. And it's a messy chart because it's a lot of data. Ethereum has been extremely wild. A lot more volatility than Bitcoin here. And it just is what it is. Now, I remember we had the proof of stake transition, right? From proof of work to proof of stake. And now we have liquid staking coming up in March, allegedly. The F2.0 contract will be upgraded where people can actually start withdrawing. Right now you can only stake, but you can't get it back out. But regardless, these are all the levels we've tagged on the pivots, right? So that's what all these little squares are on this chart. I freehand draw this, as you can tell, but the theory was this was the macro bottom, and we were going to get a swing high. We just weren't sure how many TP levels we were going to get. So frankly, we've been tracking this along the way, and we hit 4 of the 6. And we're not going to be greedy. We're going to try to take profits along the way and move our stops up, right? Like, we're not always going to aim for the moonshot. We're not always going to get that. But the calculated risk was we were going to get some of these, and we got a bunch of them. Frankly, I was only looking at 5 of them for a while. Then we got up to this 4th one, and I started looking for the 6th because I was like, okay, if this thing keeps trucking into March, we're going to have some crazy Ethereum bros on Twitter. So we'll see. But for me, personally, this spooked me out of my position. This pink to roll over to a top signal, I cut, and I made 40%. I didn't get this one. But you can see here, this is a really good example of color rotations. So let me go to a different chart because I don't want to lose those writings. So, there's my actual, like, fractal that I drew. I was a little late. That's pretty close, huh? This is a really good example, right? So this is a push up into a level. There's a color rotation here. There's an RSI X color rotation here. And then there's a bot signal saying top, right? That was enough for me to cut a 2-month position, and I cut 100% of it. I didn't want to manage it anymore. We then had another pump up, and you can see we had a little bit of RSI, but the colors weren't there. It was weaker RSI. So this whole trend was weakening RSI, and then we had weaker colors. We didn't have any blue, we didn't have any purples, any pinks. And then she went higher, printed a higher high with no RSI, no RSI candle or RSI X's, and no colors except green. That's always a skittish thing for me. It makes me want to leave a position. So I want to make this really, really clear, because this is Rainbow Theory 101. So I don't know if I can hide these. I want to hide these, but can I? Oh well. So let's just focus on RSI candles, right? Or the RSI markers. You can see the little clusters and you can see the colors, and shoot. There it is. This is the color code for this stuff. If you've never seen Rainbow Theory, this is the color code cheat sheet. And the further you get to the sides, the stronger it is and the less maintain. Bulls and bears can maintain hits for a long time. They can only hold these extremes for a little bit, and they're sending signals. Now for RSI, the colors are rotated. So these are bullish RSI resistance. So we use these colors just because it doesn't look right if I use the same candle colors. But regardless, these are the colors, and that's the color key code. And it's all on the website, on the tutorial stuff. But you can see we're pushing into higher highs, but the whales weren't experiencing any RSI resistance on these drives, and they didn't take advantage of it, right? So RSI was holding us down here. The whales took a breather. RSI hit us here. They took a little breather, then pumped, took a breather, pumped, right? Now they got up to here with no RSI resistance, and there was no follow through. They didn't hit it hard. They just kind of faded. And you can see the fade with the colors, right? So let me remove the X's. So you just see colors. So you can see this is a whale really showing you, I'm here to party. I'm here to party, and I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. And then they handed it off to the bears. The bears said, all right, these bulls are weak. It's my game now. So that's like the whole idea of this stuff. And that should make sense. And that's why we get really bearish when you see this, because this right here is bait. This is designed to FOMO everyone in. And the reason why is because people say higher high. It's a higher high. Right? Higher high, higher high, higher high, nuke. They get you in right here, and then they liquidate you. Now, a good example of this, because we had a really good call on this on Bitcoin. Do you see it here? This was Bitcoin back in August, and we called this one. We called this one hard, and I got a lot of flack for it because people were like, higher high, higher higher, and I said, no, weaker colors, and then, they find out about why Rainbow Theory hits. See the color rotations here? These are pink and purples, right? Let me grab the color again. Why is it not working? There you go. There's the color code. Your key. Purples and blues. Blues and greens. So weaker, and then just greens. Weaker. The weakest. That's the weakest bull color, and then it nuked. And look, higher high the whole way. This baited so many people, and the amount of liquidations we got on this cascade was unreal, because this is where it went from 25 to 15K. Plus the CPI print here that nuked a lot of people. So a lot of people got liquidated here, re-longed, and then they got liquidated again. And it's all whale games. So just remember, they're like, they have no emotions. Like, they will liquidate your grandma. So that's like a really key learning point, because the pattern that we played in August on Bitcoin is playing out here on Ethereum right now. And if you're just looking at basic candles, you're not really going to be able to see it, but it's here if you look at the tools and let the tools read it for you. So, and now we have Channel Walker as well. And when this Channel Walker flips, it's really good. Really good signal. It's like, hey, I need to risk off. Because what you can do is just, this is long position time, and then wait till it flips. And you can see it's finally red over here. I hope that makes sense. Please throw your questions at me. Keep the chat going. Appreciate you guys. Call Dirk. Do we think Bitcoin bottom is in? I don't know. I think we're at the point of time frame where you could consider that a possible bottom. Is it the bottom? I don't know. For me, I think crypto has done what it needs to do to print a macro bottom, but I don't think the S&P bottom's in yet. And I know what happens to Bitcoin when the S&P goes lower. So for all intents and purposes, I think we're close to a bottom. I'm really worried about what the S&P is going to do, especially with like the inflation numbers getting readjusted for December. They're now negative. It's only like 0.1, but I think that's going to be the issue. Is we're going to get CPI, I think, next week. Stacks probably knows the exact date and hour. We're just going to have to let that stuff print, right? If the S&P nukes, Bitcoin right now has been following S&P. So when S&P dumps, Bitcoin dumps. I don't make the rules. I'm just aware of the correlation. Like, it just, as much as I want crypto to be completely independent of stocks, they're not. Yeah, Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's my golden boy. Also, I don't think I've ever explained this. So I wanted to explain this today. So, if you hop on the Discord, you'll notice there are colors on the people's names. So, I really like purple. So I made the mods and myself purple. When you see Rainbow Reputable and you see a cyan, these are some of my OG rainbow guys. These are people that are considered Rainbow Theory certified, specialist, whatever you want to call it. They've also been with me for a very long time in this journey since we started. So if you see cyan, it's a very large badge of honor. In my opinion, some people may not care. I care, and these are my core guys that have been with me, and I take their opinions very, very seriously. We also have a new one, OG friends and family. These are my OGs. These are friends. These are family from my crypto Twitter career or crypto in general. These are people that may or may not use Rainbow Trends exclusively or heavily, but these are people that I highly, highly, highly respect for a lot of reasons. Tom Crown goes without saying. If you don't know T and me, he's one of my oldest friends in crypto and has been one of my biggest supporters of Rainbow Theory. One of the funniest dudes in crypto, also one of the best legal advice guys I've ever found. So he's orange as well. I'm probably gonna come up with a different color for him just because he's very special. Stacks is golden, bro. Love Stacks. He's yellow. There's a few random guys who have individual colors because they stick out for other reasons, but he's in there. And then we got Crypto ISO and we got some other ones. And then if you're an actual Rainbow member, I gave you guys some green swag there, and we'll go from. And then the normies who just kind of lurk, they're white. But anyway, that's the color key code for these guys. So if you don't know why some of these dudes are blue, pay attention. Those are the OGs. You see these guys as well, pay attention. Then we have server boosters. Recently we figured out that the streaming needs server boost, so a few people started boosting, and thank you for that. So anyway, WizLiz, oh sheesh, I can't recall how I found out about Rainbow Theory. Probably through CT, someone maybe from comments on Koala. Found the Rainbow Theory charts appalling but intriguing. Appalling, there you go. For a website revamp. Lurked Discord for a month or so. That's cool, dude. Hope you stay around. Hope it works out for you. And for the most part, I don't get butthurt. If Rainbow Theory doesn't work for you, that's fine. Some people everyone's got their own thing, but the people that hit with it, they hit hard. Do I look at alt pairs? I used to. I don't. That was really a thing where it had an advantage in 2017, 2018. I don't think it has it much anymore. Occasionally, I will look at the FBTC chart and the LTC one, but that's really about it. I haven't even looked at these in a while, but the LTC BTC chart is usually a pretty good macro bottom indicator. But yeah, you need to look at this on high time frames though, and the colors are gonna look crazy. But yeah, so that's the bottom one, and this is all gonna look goofy. But yeah, So maybe you could argue that this is the macro bottom for alts, and we're going to start up just because LTC is like one of the only ones that has multi-year cycles in it. BTC and ETH getting negative funding right now. Maybe we see a little bounce pre-CPI. Huh. I forgot what the website was that has the funding. Is it CoinGlass? But I think they got bought out and it's something else now. Let me pull up the website. Look for it. Yeah. They've changed their website, but I don't know how to read this yet. Give me a Coinalyze. If you can, put the link in the chat and I'll go to it. But this is what I used to look at. This used to have... I guess this is it. It's just I don't like how they printed it. But BitMEX, Binance. So yeah, a few of them are going negative. Binance is not yet. What's up, Chemistry Quiz? We can pull up the funding on my stuff if you want. So we haven't flipped bullish yet on the funding. Yeah, so there's your downtrend of the negative stuff you're talking about. The yellow one is Binance. I'll turn off buy. Well, we can turn them all on if you want. So they are downtrending in general, all the funding rates, which means the whales are going to be looking more for spot positions. We have not woken up the degens yet, right? We want to see these colors when we're on parabolic leveraged runs, and we're just not there yet. We have seen a little bit of leverage at the beginning of these new ranges that are getting printed, but we haven't seen the big colors come in yet, like what you want to see over here. So there's some dedicated videos that explain these tools, because this stuff doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people, and that's fine. Long story short, this is looking at the comparison of like funding rates. And what a funding rate basically is what an exchange uses to keep the perpetual leverage books in check with the spot books. So typically when funding is negative, they're trying to bring people into long it. And then when funding's high, they're trying to get people to not long it because the books are getting out of whack. Regardless, when you see the rainbow tools in the green, spot is the preference of the whales. When you see it up here, the whales are going degen and they're willing to leverage their positions. They only do that on like really committed bull runs, and we're just not there yet. We've been waiting for this thing to flip and hold, and it comes up, hits it, comes back down, hits it, comes back down. It doesn't hold above it. We want to see this like eventually, but we haven't seen this yet. This would mark like a very, very strong run, but we'd probably already catch them flipping long before that, just due to the price action. But anyway, we'll go back to rainbow. Let me turn some of this off. I'm not really using reversion bands right now except for alts, so I'll keep those off. So anyway, funding rate shouldn't be too big of an issue, right? It's a kind of a leading indicator. It's kind of how I see it. Yeah. So there's your rainbow funding stuff. That's how I read it. I check it like once every 2 weeks or something, and I'll post a funding candle chart on Twitter. Current. So this is Ethereum funding rates. Yeah, nothing crazy. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of the other stuff. I am gonna start. Let me try to see if I can pull some of this stuff up. Actually, I'm gonna pull up, because I don't want to look at charts right now as far as like what I think is going to happen. I think a lot of the volatility is already hit for the week, mainly because it's the weekend and it's Super Bowl. I don't think a lot of people are going to get volatility. Let me just do a quick scan. Yeah, the biggest thing on Coinbase is TRAC with a 20% run. So nothing crazy there. Zen, 14%. My God, Chop City. Wow, look at that volume. Okay, so this is actually kind of cool. Do you see what I see? Somebody's getting really aggressive and shaking out Zen. I'm going to post a chart on that later. But, yeah, you'll be able to watch these. And if I'm not lazy, I'll copy this and I'll put it on YouTube. So it'll be there for forever. So, I'm going to do some reviews of the stuff that's been posted in Discord. This is H4. Barely see it there. Some of the stuff you guys have been posting was like the setups and stuff that's been killing it. So I'll post up some. So I think this will be kind of helpful. I haven't really done this in the past, so if you hate it, let me know. But this is kind of like some trades in review that I want to go over. And not all these are mine. Actually, majority of these aren't mine, but this is one of them that I did hit. Blake kept tearing up Blake and a few of you others kept tearing up the low time frame charts. So this was one of them that I got on was Phantom and GRT, and I'll post a GRT chart. But this thing was going absolutely parabolic, and it was just blowing out pinks and purples on the reversion band. And then Bitcoin topped, looking like it was going to fall, which means these alts that are going fully parabolic are going to get nuked. And I had a visualization for this I posted in the Discord, and I'll try to find it because someone actually paid attention to it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but I'll post it up real quick so we can watch this, because I call this like a slingshot trade, because I make up my own terms. And this is how I visualize these type of things. So shout out to Tom 4227. So I forgot what I originally said. It says, this is how I visualize the concept of alt pairs. Bitcoin is blue. Your low cap alts are basically your red and your purples. So you'll see the 50% swing on Bitcoin, but you'll see like 200% swings on Ethereum or on the other small alts. So this is kind of how I see how colors rotate. And this is how I try to explain it to people. And I hope this makes sense. But that's what we saw here is I thought Bitcoin was about to turn. And I thought these alts were going to get slungshot in the direction Bitcoin was going. This was already going parabolic. And then the head formed on the head and shoulders pattern and it slungshot down. So I took a short. And that's what that one was. Same thing for GRT. Let me delete this. And I'll try to figure out how to get the actual Discord to print. But this was the same play with GRT. GRT actually almost got up to the machine learning bands and then slungshot down. So that was some of them. And then Blake did some really good write-ups. So did Malifestro. Cody's been killing it. And let me see what some of these other are. I wonder if I can get Discord to open in Chrome. Sorry, there's so many posts in here, which is awesome. I'm trying to find the actual charts. Yeah. Anyway, it's all in the Discord if you actually want to scroll through these, but there it is. So these were some of the setups that Blake's been using. So this is something that he's been like pioneering, is like the 1 hour charts for how he's trading these alts on these scalps. So he's watching, this is the whole moving average, that line. That's the 100 or 125 whole moving average. But what essentially Blake's been doing, and a lot of you guys have been able to replicate this, is he's watching these alts on a very short time frame, and he's watching them come down and then bounce and reverse off of support, which is often this channel walker tool. So he waits for these things to come in here, and he catches the pico bottoms on leverage and lets them pop, and he can oftentimes get into a position where he doesn't have to like even do a stop loss, which I don't recommend, but like he's able to pull this off, and that's what his strategy is he's getting in on these positions. This is a better example. So you can see where he's coming in and scalping when the rainbow colors flip green on this channel walker. So you can see we have a bearish print here, and then it pops. And he's able to also flip the HMA, and that gives him his like scalp sniper surgeon entry, and then he can hold it and watch until something crazy happens. Or he can just get it till it rolls over and then cut it in profit. But this is this, so I'm not going to go through all the charts, but this is the setup a lot of guys have been getting, is this bounce up, bounce up, bounce up. Because while Bitcoin was going sideways on the hairline, a lot of the alts kept popping like that. It just kept riding these trends up. So you can go check it in the Discord. There's a whole bunch of them. It's all under the profits and losses little rocket one. But like, the dudes have been tearing it up. And teaching one another. And that's one of the coolest things, is I'm completely swamped right now with my day job. I've got a huge campaign kicking off with a major client. And I'm completely swamped. Then I log into Twitter and Discord, and I'm literally watching you guys teach one another like stuff and absolutely killing it. So shout outs, because that's the whole mission of this journey. We're going to beat the whales. We're going to teach each other and make this stuff happen. And it's working. And the Discord is the best I've ever seen it, and I hope it keeps going. So anyway, big divergence there. But that's one thing I wanted to touch on, and probably do that more, is try to get some trade-in reviews and stuff like that. So anyway. Shilling is in a group. My people talking about Zcash maybe. I'm still a little off on the Silbert coins, man. I really like trading Zcash, but I'm waiting till Silbert survives or dies. I don't know what's gonna happen. Zcash volumes, this is such chop. I don't want to touch it. It's not clear to me. I started getting some signals here about how to get a channel walker broken, but from there I've just kind of been eh. I'm waiting for the whole grayscale thing to play out, and it hasn't played out yet, so is what it is. Oh, I need to show you guys this. We got something big on the 4-hour. It's a messy chart, I know. Every H4 top that we've gotten on the runner bot has completely nuked to a lower range, except this one. This is the first one we've seen in, what, 2 years? That hasn't done that. It still went down, but it only went about halfway. It didn't come back to the same level, and it went back up. Well, yesterday, on Friday, we got another top signal. So it's not looking good. Eventually, this top signal is going to be wrong, and maybe we fully macro reverse, but I think we're going to get another swing low in the next few weeks on S&P, which is not going to be good for crypto. This is going to force Bitcoin to swing low as well. If it comes down here back to like 3,500, 3,600, it's going to get real ugly. And I don't want it to do that. I'm just telling you what it's saying. DJI has not printed one yet, and it has not given up the ghost. This was another one where we've had these top signals, range low, top signal, nuke, top signal, didn't nuke. So it's been interesting because we've been calling for this and it hasn't happened yet, but now this might do that again. So Vixpiry and OPEX, yeah, I need to get more educated on that stuff. Watching Kimba helps. Kimba watches all that stuff like a hawk. Let me check Costco. Costco topped as well. It's unfortunate we have a trend line like that, but it's what it is. This may be macro distribution. Like what Bitcoin did at 62K? Huh. I need Doppel for that one. That might be macro distribution. Maybe. And if it is, we're looking at coming back down here to like 334, which would absolutely suck. target. Oh, cool. We got that top signal on target. So we hit the range high on TGT, which we've been looking for. We got our top signal. Now she's probably going to come back down here. Probably. Or at least attempt to. Oh, I need to check fetch. Fetch AI. Yeah. I think FET is done. At least for now. This is parabolic as can be. These runs were, gosh, I don't even know. This maybe 1,000%. I have no idea. 600% is what the run was so far. So maybe the AI narrative holds true. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We'll see if it keeps going. I'd like to see if it does, but like Tron, we're at the point where Tron is telling that they're going to be AI upgraded and supportive, which normally mean Justin Sunstrong normally comes in late. So I'm thinking maybe we're done with that. Oh wow. So we've been watching Link, looking like it's going to do a swing high, and it actually wicked that pivot to the penny. That's insane. So they touched it, didn't break through it, so Link may be dying off too. A lot of these stuff that's set up now that BTC is going to maybe form that right shoulder, a lot of this stuff could get nuked. Mana as well. We flipped the rainbow, the channel walker, and we got a red well print, right? So not big on that. Maybe a really good short, maybe. But you're shorting Metaverse, which could... The problem with Metaverse tokens is a little news thing, and they pop. And like if you're short, when a news thing hits, you can get destroyed. So be very, very, very careful with that. Likely on Tuesday. Maybe. Yeah, Link is wild. Link used to be so good. I used to trade it with a bot a lot. It was so consistent. Now it's all over the place. LRC is another one that pumps. Isn't that the one that's tied to GameStop? I know Fletch traded this one a lot. Man, what a run. So yeah, you're gonna get a wedge here. What? Let me just clone this one. Yeah, I would set your alerts on that. This looks like a channel walker, right? But it's broadening. But it's also a real low cap that's erratic. Your volume's picking up too. And you can see that they're coming in pulses. So bam, 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 bam. And they whap, 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 whap. They're really, really trying to break through the 42 cents for some reason. And they've yet to been able to really get through it. These are slightly weaker colors, no RSI. I'd really keep an eye out on it, because if it really breaks through this channel here, you're gonna get a swing low to like this range, or like down here to this. That's what you'd be looking at if it breaks. But if it breaks through this thing and then does a kiss, and like that's the setup you want to see. Get above it, kiss it, then go. Then you'd be looking at like 64 cents would be like your next range. I need to really zoom in and change the settings if I was to really look at this for a long time, but you get the point. Yeah. Mina is identical. Yeah, Mina's already broke. Oh, shoot. That's really pretty. It's got some Wyckoff vibes to it. Especially this. That's your spring, and then this is kind of SOS-y. The levels don't look perfect to me, but... So I don't want to call this an automatic reaction, but... It's really nice. Yeah. So there's your upper pivot. And you see the well prints. Look at the volume. So cool. They accumulate in silence. And then they pump. It's really interesting. So. Oh. I'm just now waking up. Has there been any news on the UFO that was shot down? In Alaska? That was big news yesterday. All over Twitter. Unidentified object, gray cylinder, or gray sphere. Unknown object over Alaska. Welcome to 2023. What else? I do actually want to check out CoinMarketCap. I haven't looked at that in a bit. So GRT was the biggest of the 7 days. Ajax, Mina, Rose. Rose is one that actually Blake is actually charting right now. That would be why. If you can catch these retests of the pivots with a tight stop, you're money. Money, money, money. Because you may be wrong on the macro read, but if you catch it, it's like a free long. So it's like a free dice roll, right? Because you can do a stop loss, like just so close to that pivot line, right? It just barely wicks below it, and then you're good. Because we've seen so many of these movements completely stop on the like almost to the penny. So just food for thought. And that's where you could have done there if you were patient. But I honestly don't watch Rose. I don't even think I have an exchange that trades it. But yeah, this type of stuff is what Blake snipes. You can see how many bounces there have been on this thing, on the channel walker. He looks at it on like the hourly, but that's what they're doing. So he'll either get into a position that he doesn't think he'll get liquidated and just lets it ride for a long time, or he gets these color rotations up here. So Rose, H-bar, Rocket Pool, IMX, Woo. Woo's in the top 100 now. Huh. This one I'm starting to see Twitter chat about a bunch of Woo stuff, but I don't know much about it. LDO. Yeah, that's really it. The rest of these are just 1%. We'll see what's the worst over 7 days. Phantom? Optimism. These must... 7 days. It's up over 7 days. Maybe not. I don't know. That's a weird metric. Let's try 30 days. AGIX, Aptos. Aptos is one you guys have been trading in the Discord a lot. Yeah. Aptos run is over. So this is another thing you need to pay attention to is when you see, like if you think something's been accumulating, then all of a sudden you see a cluster of whale prints stacked like that. That is whales trying to force the move up and get it started. And blah, 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 blah. And then once it goes, Retail runs with it, and then they offload along the way. And they took profit here, here, and here. And now they're not supporting it at all. It flipped the channel walker. Now she's coming down. So it'll be a shame, but she may very well come back down to like $5.30. So, but anyway, Aptos, GRT, Mina, IMX, Optimus, H bar, Mana, Rose, CVX, RPL, Engine, Sand, and CRV. I want to look at. You want volatility? There's those cluster of whale prints again. Try CRV. Then I'm gonna have to get going. Oof. CRV looks bad. See what the top signals. Yeah. Look at that bottom and top signals. Boom, boom, boom. So if you were short, you'd look here for this pivot, and then this double pivot here, and then this double pivot here. That may get ugly. We'll see though. Anywho, I'm about tapped out. Appreciate you guys for stopping by, but I'm gonna hop off. Go hang out with the family on the weekend. Hope you guys are doing well. And if you're new here, curious what's all going on, all of our information, links, socials, and all that is on rainbow-trends.com. You can find out about the tools, why the charts look this way, our history, and you can actually see like dedicated videos of each one of these, what it's all about. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. If you have any questions, DM me or talk about it in crypto or in the Discord, the Rainbow Trends Discord. That's where the OGs are at. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later.